On May 4, 2026, the royal line of succession added a 15th name. The official palace bulletin described the king's pride, but it reached the Duke of York at the same moment it reached the press. Prince Andrew learned of the birth, not through a private courier or a personal call, but by refreshing a digital newsfeed. The timing was deliberate. By delaying the announcement until May 4th, the day after Jack Brooksbank's 40th birthday, the institution decoupled a private milestone from official crown business. Sarah Ferguson acted as a relay, calling her former husband to confirm details he had already read online. This transition from insider to recipient is the new protocol. The monarchy treats information as the primary marker of belonging. To be notified alongside the public is to be categorized as the public. Andrew remains a prince, yet he now consumes his own family's history as a spectator. The family tree expands. The Duke observes the new growth from the distance of a public broadcast. In 1948, George VI abolished the requirement for the Home Secretary to witness royal births. It ended centuries of state surveillance over the royal body. Charles III now uses the same sovereign discretion to define the perimeter of the family. On October 30, 2025, the king signed the warrant removing his brother's final honorary military affiliations. The loss of the His Royal Highness style terminates Andrew's access to the sovereign grant for personal security and official travel. He is a private citizen with a public history. Publicly available records from 2011 document Sarah Ferguson's written requests for financial support from Jeffrey Epstein. These files remain the primary obstacle to her formal reintegration. The monarchy maintains this separation to prioritize the office over the individuals within it. The gilded wooden easel at the palace gates has been superseded by a press association wire. This mechanism ensures the Duke of York receives family updates at the same microsecond as a global audience. He has moved from the inner circle to the outer broadcast. On March 28, 2026, 3 white vans entered the gates of Royal Lodge. Withdrawal of the £4 million private security detail left the 30-room mansion without the protection required for a member of the royal family. Andrew directed the loading of crates containing his collection of silver gilt and Victorian-era furniture. He moved his belongings to Marsh Farm, a 2-story brick house on the Sandringham estate. This property sits behind the main perimeter, away from the tourist path and the public eye. The Crown Estate lease for Royal Lodge, lasting 75 years, was terminated by an administrative order citing failure to maintain the Grade 2 listed structure. The Duke now holds keys to a house he does not own and occupies land he cannot bequeath. He remains inside the Sandringham gates, 3 miles from the main house where the family gathers for Christmas. On the table in the farmhouse kitchen sits a single, secure telephone line, linking him to a brother who no longer requires his counsel. The February 2026 arrest of the Duke of York, following the unsealing of U.S. Department of Justice files, transformed a long decline into a formal conclusion. The Crown responded with a structural bypass. Survival for the next generation requires detachment. Princess Eugenie's role as a mentor for the King's Foundation signals her standing is independent of her father's legal status. Even a 2026 Charity Commission inquiry into her foundation's balance has not closed this corridor of grace. Details regarding Eugenie's 3rd child now bypass the Duke. She coordinates directly with the King's private office. The first formal hearing regarding the Duke's conduct is scheduled for next Tuesday. On that same evening, Eugenie is listed to host a foundation reception in the staterooms. The palace circular and the court docket now run on parallel, non-intersecting tracks. Does the King's decision to sever his brother while promoting his nieces preserve the monarchy? Or does it leave the institution dangerously exposed? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for the next chapter.